Okay. What's happening, guys? King 6 Pony here. Sorry about my attire. Just got out of the shower and it's like nighttime. But I'm doing a speech for a speech competition and I wanted to practice it. Didn't know who else to practice it to but you guys. So, here we go. By the way, this is on Katrina. The subject was a time when volunteers made a difference. So I decided to do it on Katrina. So tell me what you guys think. Ignore my clothes. They're just thrown on because it's like 8:51. So here we go. When you think of total devastation by nature, what do you think of? Fires, tornadoes, earthquakes? What about hurricanes? What is a hurricane, you might ask? Well, a hurricane is a powerful storm system with intense winds and heavy rainfall. Hurricanes can cause billions of dollars of property damage every year to man-made fixtures, as well as to natural surroundings, such as trees or shrubbery. There are 5 different levels of hurricanes. Level 1 is anywhere from 74 to 95 mile-per-hour winds that the storm creates. Level 2 is anywhere from 96 to 110 mile-per-hour winds. Level 3 from 111 to 130 mile-per-hour winds. Level 4 from 131 to 155 mile-per-hour winds. And level 5 from 156 mile-per-hour winds and up. One of the most severe of all the hurricanes in United States history is Hurricane Katrina. It was documented as the 3rd strongest hurricane to ever touch the shores of the U.S. Katrina was a level 4 hurricane with a whopping 140 mile-per-hour wind speed. This travesty of nature did major environmental, economical, and emotional damage to the areas that it swept through. Katrina did a colossal $81 billion in damage to New Orleans and the surrounding areas, making it the costliest natural disaster in United States history. The economical impact of Katrina was very extensive, reaching Louisiana, Texas, and Mississippi. Also, hundreds of thousands of locals were left without a job, home, or in some cases, a family. With the unmistakable need for help, it was apparent that volunteer workers would be needed. A few of the major corporations naturally stepped in, some of those being the American Red Cross and FEMA. But along with those, other volunteers numbering 1.1 million helped clean up and restore the homes of those affected by the storm. The Katrina volunteers also helped out in many other ways than just rebuilding homes and buildings. Some offered comfort for those who lost loved ones in the terrible storm. Sorry about that. Many other volunteers gave more than just their time into helping the refugees. John and Mary Mueller, for example, live in Cape Coral, Florida, and they gave their lives into doing the volunteer work. They left behind a very successful business and their families and moved down to a town named St. Bernard Parish, a suburb of New Orleans. They sold or gave away many of their possessions to move from a very nice roomy house to a 208 square foot trailer. Now the volunteer side of it sounds all nice, but let's look at it from the perspective of one of the Katrina victims. Let's pick Alice Jackson, for example. Alice had a home in Ocean Springs, Mississippi, that the storm ravaged and tore apart, taking her home and all of her possessions. She had lived there for 30 years and lived through 4 or 5 hurricanes, but nothing as devastating as Katrina. She had her house destroyed and watched her neighbor's house explode because of the pressure buildup inside of it from the storm. Her mother's house was also destroyed, so she had nowhere to go. This was the story for many of the refugees of Katrina, and without volunteers, they wouldn't have a place to call home. The volunteers helped rebuild their homes and give them their lives back. I believe that the volunteers made a huge difference in the disaster of Hurricane Katrina. Without them, thousands of people wouldn't have a place to go home to. So to the volunteers that helped during this dire time of need, thank you. And that's my speech. I kind of messed up a little bit. But, yeah. So, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. Keep on poning.